Good morning to one and all. In the previous class, we discussed about these highway alignments and surveys and 320-year road development plans. In those 320 years road development plans, we discussed different kinds of plans proposed and plans implemented and kinds of roads they developed through these 20 years. Three plans, that means 1960 43 to 1963, one kind of 20-year plan. For each 100 square kilometers they developed 16 kilometers of road. In second 20-year plan they developed 32 kilometers of road for every 100 square kilometers, but in case of third 20-year plan they developed 83 kilometers. A large change was occurred in the third 20-year plan to densify the roads in the country, that means in our India, so that they implemented a huge amount of national highways, other district roads, major highways, and village roads and sub-village roads, and other WBM roads and expressways in those 320-year plans, and densified the transportation system which was developed by those 320-year plans, and many engineers are involved in those development of roads by giving huge number of plans and actions which has to take during those construction of roads, and different kinds of alignments and drawings they was given to rectify the number of accidents and conflicts points though which were developed during the plans and other mitigations, so that all those engineers can verified a huge number of roads which was developed previously in so many countries. By taking them into plan, they designed so many highways and other district roads to control the accidents. Why? Because if we designed a particular road, that means a huge number of accidents was occurring on that particular road. That is a main negative point to our design. We need to minimize those points, that means negative points in our design, and we will have to construct a particular road in a proper manner, that all vehicular traffic should be go in a proper way without any accidents and other points. Okay, today we will discuss, in the previous class also we discussed this highway alignments and surveys. We will recap the previous things. After that we will continue in today class. Okay, this highway alignment and surveys, these are the four major points of alignment and those four major points are: first one is the construction. That means why we are constructing a particular road, we need to obey different laws, and we need to practice better constructional values to our project. And maintenance, that means after the construction of road is over, we need to maintain in a proper way, we need to cure that road, and proper curbs we need to maintain, proper drainage actions we need to maintain, and other vehicular traffic has to move in a proper way. Otherwise if there is no maintenance for that particular road, within a short span of time the total road life should be damaged by different kinds of actions while traveling on that different vehicles. That means different kinds of vehicles means, if we are designed for normal traffic and high densified vehicles are moving on that particular roads, there should be a definitely damage to that particular road. We need to maintain the proper vehicles. And third one is the vehicular operation. It means vehicular operation, that means this is a major point we need to note: vehicular operation. Whenever there is a design for normal traffic, there is a high densified vehicles are traveling on that particular road, so there should be a lot of constructional damage and vehicular damage should be occurred due to this increase of vehicular operations. So that we need to design proper vehicular traffic using different standards and different preliminary surveys we need to take before going to these designs. And last one is the increase of accident cost. That means if there is no proper design, if there is no proper maintenance and proper vehicular operation, those three are the major conditions for these accidents. Okay, we need to rectify the accidents. We need to maintain the top three conditions. These are the major alignment conditions and disadvantages. These are the different kinds of roads. In the previous class we discussed, these are the different kinds of alignments. This is the circular alignment, tangential alignment, and up and down, like a plateau arrangement. This is the slightly straight down arrangement. That means straightly we are having with a downward alignment. And next requirement of highways: the short, easy, safe, and economical. As short as possible, as easy to travel and understand, and it should be safe and economical to the users. And next factors controlling alignments. First one is the obligatory points. That means different kinds of obligatory points. In the previous class we discussed that churches and others, like monuments, temples, and other things lie beside the roads. Those are mainly obligatory points to the particular roads. And next one is the traffic. That means origin of destination survey could carried by different kinds of traffics. In villages we are majorly traffic due to these tractors and trolleys, because the tractors and trolleys are major points for transferring goods from lands. That means lands to their storages and other agricultural markets, so that vehicular traffic is more due to these tractors and other carrying vehicles in villages. Likely in our cities we are having traffic with these cars and autos and two wheelers. These are the major traffic issuing vehicles in a city. But in case of national highways, major traffic vehicles are these lorries and buses and other containers. These are the major traffic issues in the highway. So likely we are having a different kinds of vehicles in a different types of roads. Okay, we need to memorize those kinds of roads and types of vehicles which are having different traffic values in that particular roads. Origin and destination of survey: before going to construct a particular building or any other dam or any other road, we need to take a survey. That means survey means not related to any other, it's simply related to our civil engineering matter. Before going to construct a particular dam, we need to take a survey from the surrounding villages, because by constructing a dam means there are a huge amount of floods. If floods are coming, neighboring villages will have effect on that because of huge amount of water. Likely we are having, if we construct a particular road, that means there should be a lot of noise disturbance to the besiding houses. And likely we are having different kinds of projects with different kinds of effects. So we need to rectify those effects by simply taking these different kinds of surveys. If the survey is morely positive, we need to continue the project. If the survey having a huge amount of reflections and negative marks, we need to connect the resurvey. That means we need to resurvey in different places, and we need to implement the project. So that the survey is the main important point while we designing a particular project. So that we need to take a survey. First one we will explain. The origin and destination of survey should be carried out in the particular area, so that desired lines drawn show tend to traffic flow. That means different kinds of traffic lines we need to measure, on which those traffic lines should be accessible to construct or not. That means if the traffic lines are obligating with some of the fuel areas, that means in the beside we are having a huge amount of fuel. That means petrol bunks and other obligatory points. If the road is directly merged with that petrol bunk, and some of the places the roads are directly connected to these hospitals and others, and some of the roads are directly connected to schools. if they are directly connected to these hospitals and school, there should be a lot of noise disturbance levels to the hospitals and schools, so that in the minimum decibels they need to maintain, so that we have to change the direction by taking proper survey conditions. And next one, a new road to be aligned should keep the view of desired line, so that traffic flow patterns in future tense. This is the main point we need to memorize. Future trends, that means in the before coming years, that means if they are in 2020, in 2030 the land should be look like what way the land should be developed. That means if there is any traditional development is there, that means traditional or cultural development is there in that particular lands, that if we have any temples or likely that area, if we are having traditional development in that area, for suppose if we are having industries, there should be a industrial development, or any other capitals are coming on that particular city, there should be a huge amount of development to on particular area. We need to forecast our vision for future trends, so that if there is any chance of industrialization or this mobilization, we need to rectify our plans, and according to that in future trends we need to construct our roads. Before going to construct this, we need to forecast our future trends. If the future trends means if we are laying a single lane, if there is any future trends in that particular area, we need to lay double lane or triple lane according to these future trends. And next we didn't discuss these obligatory points. Once again we will discuss in the obligatory points through which alignment is passed, examples of bridges, intermediate towns, and mountain pass, etc. In the so many previous slides I explained these obligatory points or conflicts points. Whenever we are laying a particular road or any other construction, if we are having with these bridges and intermediate towns, that means for suppose we are laying a road in between two villages, that two cities, that means by laying these roads there are so many villages in between two towns, so that few of the place in that villages are to be taken to improve in quantity of the roads, so that those villages can be drawn under this uh, obligatory points. And next one, mountain pass. If there is any mountain pass, we need to construct a particular road, we need to divert our road because of this obligatory point. Obligatory points are through which alignment should not pass. Examples, religious places, as previously we discussed that huge amount of temples and mosques and churches, those are comes under these religious places. And next one, costly structures. That means if there is any costly structure means the project value should be more than 10 crores or any 20 crores. Those are called costly structures, not for simply 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 40 lakhs structures are not costly structures. If there is a cost which is greater than 2 crores or 5 crores, those are costly structures. And unsuitable lands, that means if there is any burial lands, those are not suitable because those comes under religious. Next one, there is a in the previously situation there is a land lake or any ponds, that means the total soil is in with water tight structures and loose structures, those strata, those soil strata is not suitable for construction of these roads, because in future if there is any water comes onto the particular land, that means the total soil will be densified with compacted or densified, automatically it will shrink due to this water logging effects and others, so that we need to take care on that particular obligatory points. Next one, this geometric design. In the geometric design we are having different kinds of factors we need to consider. First one, design factors such as gradient, radius, curve, height, distance. First one, gradient, that means this is the main slope we need to maintain, that in case of gradients. 1 in 20, 1 in 30, 1 in 40, like gradients we need to maintain while constructing a road to counter the drainage facilities. These gradients are mainly constructed to counter drainage facilities. Next one, radius of curve. If there is any point, I will show one diagram. This is the radius of curve. In the first diagram, we will see the curve like one. This is called radius of curves. And second one is site distance. That means if there is any two or three roads that means two or three roads joining at a particular point, we need to take care about these side distances, because if there is no side distance to particular driver, there may be a chance to occur huge amount of accidents. So that the side distance plays a major role for caring of accidents, taking of accidents. So that it is one of the major issue in while geometric design comes under. And next one, governance the final alignment of the highway. That means governance of final highway. After considering all these points, we need to encounter all those points, and we need to fix the final way of these highways, and those highways with different kinds of plans and situations. That means different kinds of situations whatever we facing while designing. And we need to explain to our higher official what is the obligatory point, how we face the problems, what is the minimum length we are taking at that points. All those we need to explain. Why? Because the total depends upon the finance. Whenever they are we are getting finance, we need to responsible for the higher officials and state level and central level planning commissions, because of totally money matters. Next one, gradient should be flat and less than the ruling gradient or design gradients. These ruling gradients, design gradients, all those we will explain in the second chapter and third chapters, because of these OSDSS, the optimum side distance and small side distance we will encounter those on second chapters and third chapters. We will explain these terms with different kinds of images, so that you will be understand. And next point is avoid sudden changes in the side distance. That means if there is a sudden change in the side distance, there will be huge amount of collapse will be occurs due to these side distances. So that we need to maintain proper side distance and proper values for those, and especially near crossings. That means in the near crossings and joints. That means joints and crossings both are similar according to these traffic conditions. Next, avoid sharp horizontal curves. That means sudden passages. If there is a sudden passages, these are called sharp curves, like V, X, Y joints, X, Y joints. That means X means in those X joints we are having 4 lanes connecting at single point. We need to travel on 4 lanes by these X joints. And next one, Y joints. In this Y joint we are having 3 lanes. That means 3 points are jointing at particular point, X lane and Y lane. Those are called sharp joints. Avoid road intersections near bend. That means whenever there is a bend, that means bend means in hilly areas we will observe this bending of roads due to slope occurring on natural slope was there in hilly areas. It will occur near bends. Next one, economy. Alignment is finalized and based upon the total cost, including initial cost, maintenance cost, and vehicle operation cost. All those comes under economy. Initial cost means before we constructing the project, we need to take care different kinds of surveys and other issues, so that we need to spend a few amount of money for those. Those comes under this initial cost. And next one, maintenance. After constructing the road, we need to maintain for few years. Those are comes under this maintenance cost. And vehicle operation cost, so that if there is any vehicular damages to the naturally, so that we need to spend a few amount of money for that vehicular operation cost. All those comes under this economy. And next one, other considerations according to not for geometry and economy, a few conditions are there. Those are drainage considerations. This is the major issue comes in rainy seasons, drainage considerations. And next one, political considerations. Drainage means if there is a water on that particular road, the vehicles designed to travel on those, and there may be a slipping occurs while traveling on those areas. We need to encounter those. And next one, political considerations, like any other public places are there, and schools and other area, there is a recommendations from other sites. We need to consider those political considerations. Next one, surface water level and high flood level. Surface water level means if there is any nearby places having a rivers and ponds. If in some of the cases we are having a huge amount of water should comes under due to these rivers and other conditions, there should be uh, the road should be below the surface water level, be above the surface water level, so that normally water can't reach these roads. And next one is the high flood levels. These are also we will have to take into counter high flood levels. That means floods are coming on that particular areas. The road should be above the flood levels. And next one, environmental considerations. Environmental considerations means we need to maintain these eco-friendly constructions. That means maintain proper vegetable cover. Vegetable cover means vegetative, not vegetable cover, it's a vegetative cover. Vegetative cover means we need to maintain proper green space along the sides of the roads, so that there may be a low chance of not occurring this erosion. The erosion means removal of top layers due to water, flowing of water. When normally this erosion we see in the foothills, that means పర్వత పాదాలు అంటారమ్మా మీకు తెలుగులో. ఈ పర్వత పాదాల దగ్గర మనకి హ్యూజ్ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ rain was coming on the hilly area, so that huge amount of water will be dropped from high areas to low areas, so that according to, with that water huge amount of mud and other all comes with those water, so that erosion takes place. To rectify those erosion, we need to maintain proper vegetative covers besides the road, so that the embankment should be safe in conditions. This is the main important consideration for environmental considerations. And we need to take huge amount of trees on besides the road, so that the whenever there is a chance of rains and other huge amount of temperatures, the vehicles and others should take care for few minutes of rests on the particular roads. This is the importance of environmental considerations. And next one, topographical control points. Topography, that means whenever we observe on particular area with the help of these drones and other pictorial views, we will observe these topographical control points. Mainly these topographical control points depends upon the alignments. That means whenever we are constructing a particular road and point, that means that road having huge amount of slope or what. That means if there is a huge amount of slope, automatically in rainy seasons the road will submerges with water, so that we need to consider these topographical points. Where there is a possible should we need to pass through marshy and low lying lands with poor drainage. This is the major point. Marshy means wetlands, and low lying, that means if the land is below drainage level, those are called low lying lands. And poor drainage practices. Poor drainage practices means without having side canals and others, the total water should be flows on the roads. Those are poor drainage conditions. Whenever we are having a road, we need to maintain side canals on that particular road to drain the water from topmost surface to others. And next one, we need to observe these flood prone areas. That means in some of the village, some of the states, some of the village, cities, we are having floody restrictions in that particular areas, like that Kerala. In every year Kerala we are facing huge amount of floods. And the next one, Assam and Orissa, we are having floody regions. Like that, some of the places we are having in our state level and central level, we need to take care on those kind of areas. We need to construct different kinds of practices of roads to mitigate those measures of floody areas. And next one, unstable hilly features. In those unstable hilly features, we need to maintain different kinds of ground improvement techniques to rectify the soil stabilities. Otherwise, the total soil will fall down due to natural gravity. That means we need to know the gravity principle. Those gravity principle mainly useful for our civil engineers. Whenever we throw a stone on the up down up the up level, it will automatically falls down due to this gravity. Like that, so many features on our earth level, we are having this gravity principle. Automatically water or any other stones which are having higher level, automatically they will fall on these roads due to natural gravity. We need to overcome those by maintaining different constructional practices. Next one, materials and constructional features. First one, deep cutting should be avoided. That means deep cutting means sudden turns. Suddenly we are having different kinds of turns on particular road. So due to these sudden turns, we have to face huge amount of accidents. We need to change those sudden turns by implementing radial roads. That means before without constructing the sudden roads, we need to construct radial roads. That means on particular radius we will travel. And next one, earthwork is to be balanced so that quantities and filling and excavation. Earthwork, that means we need to maintain proper embankment without collapsing proper roads, certain roads. So that to have earthwork, we need to cover those earthwork with different kinds of filling materials, and we need to excavate in some of the cases. Excavation means removal of top layers and side layers of earth. Those are called excavation work. Normally these excavation works can be takes place in hilly areas to dredge the granites and other mining materials. Excavation takes place on hilly areas. And filling, those excavated material will be filling with these excavated materials on different kinds of roads wherever there is a necessity of filling. And the next third point is the alignment should be preferably through better soil area to minimize the pavement thickness. That means alignment should be preferably through better soil area. In some of the places we are having different soil features with low soil bearing capacity. You need to note down this SBC, soil bearing capacity. You will learn these terms in GTE, that means Geotechnical Engineering 1 and Geotechnical Engineering 2. You have to learn this soil bearing capacity, and DRCS also. You have to learn this soil bearing capacity in designing foundations and other structures. You have to memorize this soil bearing capacity. Alignment should be preferably through better soil area to minimize the pavement thickness. If there is a less amount of soil bearing capacity, we need to increase the thickness of the road. If there is a huge amount of soil bearing capacity, we need to decrease the thickness. That means the total cost of the project also depends upon this soil bearing capacity and the alignment of different kinds of roads. And next one is the location may near sources, embankment and pavement materials. That means if the materials are locally available, that means we need to rectify the transportation charges. If there is not unlocal, that means we need to take those materials from other states and other villages, so that we have to face this budget transportation charges will be huge amountly occurs due to construction of these embankments and pavements. Next one, we need to do a study on the stabilities. Stability means if there is no stability in our mind, we will have to think for different kinds of actions. If there is a proper stability, we will go on particular activity. Like that, if there is a particular stability to that land, when we construct a road for once, it will be withstand for so many years. If there is no stability for that particular land, you need to construct for every twice or thrice in those lifespan. That means for every 2 years or 3 years, we need to reconstruct those particular lands, roads, because of this stability criteria. It is a main commonly problem on hilly areas due to these gravitational problems and landslides. Those landslides are occurs due to mainly gravity. If there is huge amount of gravity on that particular area, automatically the land will slides on lower lying areas. And cutting and filling of earth constructed roads in slides causes to steeping of slope. Whenever there is a slope, automatically these lands are slides due to these gravity actions. So that stability criteria mainly depends upon gravitational principles and gravity rules. And next one, drainage. Already we are previously discussed. We have to mitigate these drainage facilities by constructing different kinds of side canals and others, and number of cross drainage works we need to maintain to minimize the drainage rules. And next one, geometric standards on hilly roads, so that we need to maintain proper gradients, that means slopes. We need to maintain curves to encounter the sudden turns and the speed. That means if there is a we are traveling with a 80 speed, if there is a sudden joint is there, we need to face an accident with the opponent vehicle. So that we need to construct radial roads to encounter these accidents. And the side distance and radius curves, the side distance we will observe in second chapter with proper diagrams we will discuss there. And next one, resisting length, the total work to be done on moving loads along the route taking horizontal load and actual difference in the level between the two stations, and some of the ineffective rise and fall across the floating gradient should be kept under this as low as possible. That means resisting length means if there is a particular length between 2 points, that means two inaccessible points, that means x and y is are the two inaccessible points. We will travel from x to y, that means the distance we need to travel. In those particular inaccessible points, we are having a different kinds of gradients, curves and all are there. We need to minimize those and lay out the particular length of the road. Those length is called resistance length. Okay. And next one, engineering surveys and highway locations. Before going to construct a particular project, while it is a road or a railway project or any other project, a dam or any other high-rise apartment or a multi-storied building or a particular different kinds of constructions, we need to take different kinds of surveys. These four are the different kinds of surveys we need to do before constructing a project. First one is a map study. This map study comes under topographical viewpoints. Map means normally we will observe in Indian map we are having different kinds of mountains, rivers, valleys, ponds and forests. All those are comes under this map study. We need to take care of this map study while we constructing a particular road. The road having different features in on those, besides what are the different features we are having, we need to understand by using these map studies. Next one, reconnaissance surveys and preliminary survey and final location and detailed survey. These will discuss in the beside slides. This is the map study. Different kinds of rivers, ponds, lakes and other forests, hilly areas, topographical places, monuments, all we need to study by using these map studies. Yes, simply. And next one, reconnaissance survey. Reconnaissance survey means it will confirm the features indicated by the map. That means different kinds of monuments or any other. To examine those, we need to travel through different feasible points and we need to fix different feasible routes without affecting on those. And a survey party may be inspected. That means survey party means not it's not a party means not enjoying party. That means there are 4 to 5 members for that part. They have to visit the throughout the length of the road and finalize the points where we have to do construction. And next one, details of the collected by the alternative routes during those surveys that a party can prefer and describes about different kinds of routes we need to choose, like avoiding these kinds of obstructions like valleys, ponds, marshy land, hills, and permanent structures like temples, mosques, and other churches, and obstructions. This reconnaissance survey, this is the second kinds of survey. First one we need to do map study. After the map study is over, we need to do this reconnaissance survey. After reconnaissance survey, we need to note down different kinds of points, number of obstructions and cross drainage works like what we are facing, and huge flood levels. High HFL means huge flood level, ananta varada mattam antaru దీన్ని. If there is any places nearby, we need to choose those. And the soil characteristics, that means SBC of the soil, soil bearing capacity, and geological features, that means folds, faults, and unconformities, and other seismic prone areas we need to construct. And geological features, all those comes under these geological features. Soil characteristics means rock strata or normal strata, alluvial soil, or any other, we need to replace those. And source of construction materials, nearby what we are having nearby areas, source of construction materials. Normally for laying these quarry cement roads, we need to know for quarries like quartzite or any other materials. Those are naturally available, or we need to transport from other places. We need to do all those conditions. And prepare your project reports on particular merits and demerits what we are having on that particular route. And we need to alternative alignments may be chosen for further study based upon the particle conditions observed at the site. That means particle conditions we need to arrange for different kinds of studies. And next one, preliminary survey. Preliminary survey means the survey at various alternative alignments proposed after the reconnaissance and map study are collected. Physical information and detailed topography and drainage of the soil. Already we discussed preliminary survey, topographical survey, drainage, all those are. Next one is the comparing different proposals. Third one is the estimation of the quantity of earthwork we have to do. And second one of the preliminary survey is conventional approach. That means survey party carries of surveys using required field equipment, taking measurements, collection of topographical data, and other soil surveys. All those are we discussed in the previous slides. And next one, plain terrains, rolling terrains, and hilly terrains. These all terms we will study in engineering survey engineering. Different kinds of lands and other studies like drainage, hill areas, and other. Either come to preliminary approach. And second one is a modern rapid approach. In this aerial survey taking place on aerial photographs, obtaining different kinds of topographies, maps, and detailed soil and geological features. And they finalize the alignment by considering different comparative analysis. That means comparison. First one, what is the total cost of the project? In the second comparison, what is the total cost of the project? Third one, what is the total cost of the project? Likewise, cost wise and feature wise and obstructions wise, they need different kinds of comparative studies. On those comparative studies, what is the better way to construct by using different kinds of features, they have to finalize. And next one is the final location and detailed study. The alignment was finalized after considering different kinds of features and designs. After preliminary survey and locomotive surveys and map studies, all of the other workers, they need to establishing of central lines for construction of road. After that, location survey, transferring the alignment to the ground. That means up to now we are doing only surveys on paperwork. After the paperwork is over, we need to go to the ground and locate the different kinds of points on the local surveys. That means on the land. And this is done by using theodolite. Theodolite is the actually an equipment. By using this theodolite, we will measure both horizontal and vertical angles. And the central line stacks driven suitable intervals of 50 meters interval and plain rolling terrains we will take 20 meters in hilly terrains. So that by using this theodolite, we will measure different kinds of angles with this, and what angle these angles are useful to construct the road by circular path and other paths, so that this theodolite is used for constructional purpose while we are having these different kinds of roads in non rectangular patterns, non circular patterns. In the surveying, all you know about these different kinds of equipments are required for survey, like chain surveys and compass survey, preliminary survey, secondary survey, this theodolite survey, and plane table survey. All those are comes under this surveying. In this surveying chapter, we will having surveying also two parts, surveying 1 and surveying 2. In the surveying 1, we completely reads about this plane survey. Surveying 2, you will know about this theodolite survey and others. Okay, we will end with today's session with by using this final live location and other. In the next class, we will discuss the few points.